The summer sun glints off the Camp Nou's empty seats, casting long, anxious shadows over Barcelona's front office. At first glance, one might attribute the club's limp transfer window to sheer misfortune or poor scouting, but as the days slip by without a single brand name signature, a subtler drama unfolds. It isn't simply that Barca can't find players, it's that they cannot register them. And in the world of elite football, registration is not a mere bureaucratic checkbox, it is the very ticket to the grand stage. Without this crucial promise, deals collapse like sandcastles at high tide, leaving Barcelona stranded in a vast financial desert, thirsty for talent yet unable to quench their roster's thirst. What begins as a familiar tale of transfer woes soon reveals itself to be a far more tangled chronicle of red tape, regulations, and the fine print that fuels modern football's fiercest club rivalries, and that's only the beginning of the story. Imagine a starlit winger poised on the brink of stardom who watches from afar as the Blaugrana miss his call. That was Nico Williams this summer, a young dynamo whose speed and flair could have ignited the left flank. Yet whispers in the corridors of power pointed to a simple truth. Barcelona couldn't offer the guarantee of registration that his camp demanded. In plain terms, Barca might have had the Euros, but they lacked the legal certainty to slot him into La Liga's tricky salary cap puzzle. When those registration assurances evaporated, Williams, no less ambitious than his would-be employers, turned tail and sought greener, more secure pastures. It was a small setback perhaps, but emblematic of a far larger rot. If Barcelona cannot lock down guarantees for one rising star, can they hope to wrest the biggest names from their rivals? As the sun rose higher, the left-wing market began to resemble a beach where the tide pulls away. Barcelona's low-key inquiries, which should have at least yielded exploratory talks, dissolved as targets drifted off on the currents of certainty elsewhere. Each missed approach carried a growing price tag, like interest on an unpaid debt, and pressure mounted within the club's sleek glass-walled offices. Fans, restless, sensed the squad's left flank yawning with a gap that no academy graduate could yet fill. And with each passing day, that yawning chasm threatened not only the tactical balance on the pitch, but also the optimism in the stands. Could Barca right this ship before the transfer deadline's final bell tolls? Enter Luis Díaz, the 28-year-old spark plug whose name lit up social feeds and pundit panels alike. The Colombian wide man had made his mark in the Premier League, carving past defenders with the ease of a painter's brushstroke. According to reputable German journalist Florian Platenberg, Díaz took the bold step of informing Liverpool that his heart was set on a move to Bayern Munich, not Barcelona. Picture the scene, Díaz pacing the Anfield corridors, the muffled roar of training drills echoing through concrete halls as he lays out his intent. It is a decisive moment, the kind that sends ripples through locker rooms and boardrooms in equal measure. Behind that decision lies another layer of intrigue. Bayern Munich's new manager, Vincent Kompany, has reportedly given his blessing, effectively green-lighting the transfer from their side. The German champions may have had one bid rebuffed by Liverpool, but with Kompany's endorsement, they possess the coach's personal imprimatur and the weight of a club machine known for slicing transfer deadlocks. On a human level, Díaz and Bayern seem to have struck a chord. No complex personal demands to stall the dance, no silent stalls in negotiation. It is as if the winger and the Bavarian giants are moving to the same rhythm, their steps in perfect sync, pending only the final flourish to seal the deal. All the while, Barcelona watch from the sidelines, palms pressed to the glass of a financial fortress that has barred them from participating. Even if they found the cash for Díaz's transfer fee, they could not grant him a La Liga registration slot without breaching salary limits already stretched thin. It is a cruel irony. In a sport where money often rules, Barcelona's own economic rulebook has become its straitjacket. So, their books teem with talent, but the ledger's black ink forbids one more name. Watching Díaz prioritise Bayern is like witnessing a kite flying away because the string held it too tight. What choice does Barcelona have then? According to Platenberg's reporting, should Bayern's and Liverpool's talks reach an impasse, Díaz might entertain other suitors. Yet in that conditional clause lies Barcelona's dilemma. They cannot wish away their financial constraints, nor can they conjure registration space with a wave of the Catalan flag. To compete, Barca would need something extraordinary, perhaps a last-minute offload of high earners or a clever accounting trick that skirts La Liga's watchful eye. Otherwise, their seat at the negotiating table remains empty, even as rivals carve out their best lineups. Barcelona's predicament has grown costly in more ways than one. Beyond the immediate loss of Nico Williams and the likely drift of Luis Díaz, there is the intangible price of reputation. In football's hyper-connected era, word travels fast among agents, players and clubs alike that Barcelona's transfer dream factory can't guarantee what matters most: registration. Targets may pause before dreaming of Camp Nou, they will certainly hesitate before signing an irrevocable contract. And for a club that once bled Blaugrana blue across Europe's finest stages, that hesitation smarts like an old wound. As the clock ticks toward the summer deadline, one question looms large. Can Barcelona unshackle themselves from the bureaucratic chains that bind their ambitions? The cost of inaction threatens to compound, with each slipping target echoing the last. The only respite lies in bold financial acrobatics or a sudden flush of green from unexpected sales. But time is the harshest referee, and the final whistle on window day waits for no one. Will Barca marshal the courage to rewrite their fortunes, or will they stand disarmed at the gates of opportunity? Only the coming days will tell, and every passing hour tightens the suspense.